Simon's in hot water big time. The word on the street is that he's a fraudster, and guess what? Portia might not be as innocent as she looked. There's talk that she knew all about his shady business and might have even helped him hide it. Yikes. Now, this isn't just your typical reality TV drama. We're heading into serious territory here. Simon is facing possible deportation and a permanent goodbye from the U.S., and Portia, she's right in the thick of it, and it doesn't seem like she'll be stepping out of this mess anytime soon. We're all on the edge of our seats with this one. But wait, it gets even wilder. Some folks are saying that Simon was actually deported way back in 1992 for illegal activities. Can you believe it? He supposedly sneaked back into the U.S. under a fake identity and even tried to become a resident. Fast forward to his citizenship application and bam, his house of cards starts tumbling down. Portia and Simon are in deep trouble now, with the cops getting involved and everything escalating from bad to catastrophic. Rumors are flying that Portia might have helped Simon cover up his crimes. It's just too much drama to handle. Before joining the Real Housewives, Portia and Simon's paths crossed in a controversial way. Here's the scoop: Portia had just ended things with her then fiancé, Dennis McKinley, after finding out he was cheating. Around the same time, Simon, who was still hitched to his wife Fallon, was nudging her to join the show, thinking it'd be good for her spiritual being. Talk about irony, considering the drama that show is known for. Fallon, a socialite in Atlanta, and her rich hubby Simon, who loved showing off his Bentleys and private jets, were introduced on the show as Portia's pal. The plot twist: their marriage was already crumbling. After the show's premiere, Simon filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. They tried to patch things up, but no luck, and Simon filed for divorce again. So after Simon announced his divorce, guess who slid into his DM? Portia. That's who. She reached out right after hearing about Fallon's supposed cheating. Portia claimed she was just checking if Simon was really single, but things between them heated up faster than a Georgia summer. In no time, Portia goes public with her relationship with Simon, and get this, Simon was still technically married to Fallon, who, by the way, was introduced as Portia's friend on the show. Talk about a plot twist. Everyone, including the other housewives, was totally shocked. Portia, never one to drag her feet, quickly moved from dating Simon to getting engaged. This all happened within a month of Simon and Fallon's divorce announcement. Let's just say eyebrows were raised everywhere. Remember, Simon was still legally married to Fallon at this time. Even Marlo Hampton, one of the housewives, doubted the real deal behind Portia and Simon's whirlwind romance. And Simon? He's no stranger to marital roller coasters. He's been married and divorced 3 times before Portia, with a trail of 5 kids and a few infidelity rumors. Fallon, for her part, was pretty upset about the whole thing. She considered Portia a friend and never saw this coming. And here's a juicy bit: Simon had once accused Portia of having an affair with one of his relatives. Drama, drama, drama. Despite all the warnings and gossip, Portia went ahead and tied the knot with Simon in November 2022. They celebrated with not one, but 2 extravagant weddings, one in Nigeria and another in the States. They looked like the picture of bliss, and Portia was even talking about adding to their family. But just when we thought the drama was over, new dirt on Simon's past started to surface. Turns out he had a pretty complicated history with U.S. immigration involving fraud and identity manipulation. This revelation wasn't just a problem for Simon, it started casting a shadow over Portia's life as well. The real trouble began when the details about Simon's past dealings with U.S. immigration came out. He had a history of visa issues, deportation, and re-entry under a false identity. His record was littered with charges like bank and credit fraud. Despite all this, he managed to get temporary and then permanent residency, but when he tried for U.S. citizenship, his past caught up with him, and his applications were denied because of his fraudulent activity. Things got even trickier for Portia after she married Simon. She found herself tangled up in his legal woes as the government started poking around. They suspected that Portia might have played a part in covering up Simon's shady past. Can you imagine? Our Real Housewife could be in some real trouble. Rumors started swirling and authorities thought Portia knew all about Simon's fake identities and maybe even helped him hide his crimes. If these allegations are true, we're talking about some serious legal charges against Portia. This isn't just reality TV drama, this is real life. This whole scandal isn't just affecting their personal lives, it's spilling over into Portia's professional world too. With her return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you can bet this drama with Simon is going to be front and center. Everyone's watching to see how Portia will handle these tough times, both in her personal life and on the show. And let's talk about her comeback to the show. Portia left the Real Housewives amidst all the controversy with Simon, but now she's back as Portia Gubadia. Only this time, she's coming back with a whole lot of legal and personal baggage. It's going to add a whole new layer of drama to the show as she navigates these complicated waters in the public eye. Simon's legal troubles are like a dark cloud hanging over their marriage. His history with U.S. immigration, all those allegations of fraud and identity trick, they're a major threat to his future in the country. And the speculation that Portia might have been in on some of his alleged deceptions, that just makes everything more complicated. Their personal life is under the microscope now, not just by the authorities, but by the public in American media too. Their relationship started with controversy and now faces an uncertain future with all these legal implications. Fans and critics are all watching closely to see how this will affect their marriage, especially with Porsha being such a public figure and a key player in a popular reality TV show. Porsha's situation is a real reminder of how personal decisions can have far-reaching consequences, especially when you're living life in the spotlight. Her journey on the Real Housewives of Atlanta is expected to shed more light on how she's coping with all these challenges, giving us a peek into her life behind the headlines. As this whole saga continues to unfold, everyone's eyes are on Porsha and Simon, wondering how they're going to navigate through these stormy waters. Both legally and personally, it's a real whirlwind for them. Fans, critics, and viewers of the Real Housewives of Atlanta are all eagerly waiting to see how this story pans out. But let's backtrack a bit and fill in some more detail. Porsha, before all this drama, had a bit of a controversial path to Simon. She had ended her relationship with Dennis McKinley after finding out he was unfaithful. Meanwhile, Simon, still married to Fallon, was trying to convince her to join the show for the sake of her spiritual being. The irony, right? The introduction of Fallon and Simon to the show as Porsha's friends was like a scripted twist, but their marriage was already on shaky ground. Simon filed for divorce, they tried to make it work, but eventually it was divorce round 2. All this while Porsha was watching from the sideline. Porsha's move was swift and bold. After Simon confirmed his split from Fallon, she started a relationship with him while he was still legally married. This led to their engagement just a month post-divorce announcement, raising quite a few eyebrows. Now, cut to their marriage in November 2022. Porsha and Simon had 2 lavish ceremonies, seemingly in bliss, despite the brewing storm. Porsha was even planning to expand their family, unaware of the upcoming revelations about Simon's past. Simon's complicated history with U.S. immigration and allegations of fraud and identity manipulation came to light, threatening not just his stay in the U.S., but also casting a shadow on Porsha's life. With the government investigating, Porsha's involvement in Simon's past was under scrutiny. Was she an accomplice in his alleged deception? The rumors about Porsha's awareness of Simon's fake identities and her possible assistance in hiding his crimes added a serious layer to the scandal. This wasn't just tabloid gossip, these were potential legal charges. Porsha's return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta amidst this turmoil was a major talking point. Her decision to rejoin the show, now as Porsha Gobadia, was marked by legal and personal challenges. The drama surrounding her and Simon is expected to be a central storyline, attracting the attention of fans and viewers alike. In the midst of all this, Porsha's personal and professional lives are being closely scrutinized. Her relationship with Simon, which began amidst controversy, is now facing an uncertain future due to these legal issues. How this will impact their marriage and Porsha's role in the reality show is a subject of much speculation. The entire situation is a stark reminder of the impact of personal choices, especially for those in the public eye.